Welcome, Captains, back to the channel. I'm your host, as always, USS Endeavor, and welcome aboard the Delny for Part 2, the Pocket Cruiser role, in which we will take a look at how we play her, take a look at the commander as well, and then we're going to take the ship out for some gameplay. So if you'd like to skip all that, the time codes are in the description, and you can skip everything if you'd like. So let's take a look at the commander, shall we? At the helm, we have none other than Vladimir Trubetskoy, who is going to help with our incoming damage to our destroyer, reducing it by a little over 7%. Onto our inspirations is Blue Furiora and Vincent Mordoff, helping with our main battery reload and our overall speed. Observant Rage in the first slot is going to help with our reload and torpedo detectability that's coming at us. Mortar, which is going to improve our shells at the cost of a little bit of detectability. Twist and Track helping our turrets with a bearing locator. And then lastly, we have Cloudy Days, which is going to get our engine boost cooldown to reduce, getting it back faster. Unstoppable in the legendary to help our maneuverability in case our engine gets knocked out. In our first slot, we have Aiming Systems Mod 1. In the second, Propulsion Mod, getting us to speed faster. And the third, we have the Steering Gears Mod 3 with our maneuverability. And last, our Main Battery Mod 3, again, helping with our main battery reload. On to the consumables. We have swapped out the smoke for the repair party, which is going to give us a little bit more health. And then last is our standard engine boost that we get. On to the actual ship stats themselves. 22,000 hit points has not changed for our survivability. It remains same for this time, yet with the heals, it gives us a little bit more of a potential health. Onto the artillery, compared to the concealment build, we have a little bit better firing range because of the flag that we're using. Our reload time has been reduced by half a second, and our 180-degree turn time is also reduced by a couple seconds. And our HE and AP shell performance has increased because of our mortar skill. However, the only stat that remains the same is our fire setting chance at 8%. So this build with this commander helps greatly with our main battery, which is what you're going to be using primarily anyway. Onto the torpedoes, not much of a change. In fact, the only difference is that the torpedo speed has been reduced by 4 knots. Everything else is exactly the same. Same reload, same 180-degree turn time, same damage, same torpedo detectability, same range. Onto the AA, which is a pretty negligible stat for this game mode because we don't go up against a carrier, but if I had to classify it, I would say it is average. Onto the maneuverability, this is where you're going to see also a little bit of a difference. Not much though. You have a 46.6 knot max speed as opposed to the 44. So it's still fast in either case, but we did increase it slightly. And our rudder shift time, because of our third mod slot, has helped reduce our rudder shift. Same turning circle radius, you can't change that. The concealment has taken a massive hit. Again, you got to change your mindset and perspective. If you look at this as a pocket cruiser, this is actually a very well concealed cruiser. However, if you try to take on the destroyer role, you're going to find that you are severely lacking. 7.6 kilometer range by sea is abysmal for a destroyer, but really good for a cruiser. So just got to change your mindset. This is my individual ship stats. Not many battles, 20 battles in all, with a 60% win rate. So not too bad. You can pause it to look at all the individual things if you'd like. On to the armor, it is the exact same, but the one thing that I always want to point out with this ship, and we will be focusing with the Khabarovsk, is that orange yellowish section amidship that helps with reducing any type of HE shell damage that might be coming our way. Alright, Captain, so here we are in the Delny yet again, and this is a domination game mode, and there's only 2 destroyers technically, me being one of them. However, with the pocket cruiser role that I'm going to be taking, I'm going to kind of be mixing the roles just because we're so low. My initial thoughts was I was going to be pushing into Charlie to try to give them some support and some spotting, but then my teammate behind me pings Bravo to go take it, which I'm thinking he was going to assist me. So in the moment, I was like, okay, I'll change my plans. So heading in here, remember our concealment is really not good. But we are very fast, we are maneuverable, and although we can get outspotted by other destroyers, just need to be cognizant of where they might be. So it's the Sumner and the Shimakaze. I am located, my bearing locator has it right off my nose. I am detecting ships, and then I get detected myself. So I just let my team know that I'm spotted, giving them the information that I can. However, no shots are coming in except from the Montana, which I saw coming. So I stopped, turned in, letting all those shells whiff right next to me. So now he's got a little bit of a cooldown on his reload, but we go unspotted. There we have shots coming in from across the map, but thankfully they all miss as well. So far, unscathed, haven't been hit, just waiting to see what might be coming around the corner. I try to turn, but then I get kind of stuck on this island, and I'm in full reverse, but I'm not moving. And for a minute there, I started having a little mini panic attack, and I'm like, oh boy, I can't move. I hate it that sometimes that there are some spots on these islands that if you brush up just right, you can get stuck, and I've even been permanently stuck and haven't been able to move at all, and it is just an unsettling feeling. But thankfully, we're able to break ourselves away long enough to be able to try to get back around this island. Now, normally I was going to push along the other side. Here, the Montana is making a very aggressive play into the cap. We throw one set of torps, which I didn't think I was going to be able to get off, but we're going to try and get our second set in. There they go. And because we're spotted, we might as well go ahead and open up with our guns. This Montana is not focusing me. He's not even looking my way, but he is spotting me, which is unfortunate. Not expecting the Montana to be pushing that aggressively that fast right up Charlie. So that was a little bit of a surprise, but anyway, just trying to get around the corner. We are going to start taking shots from this Montana. I was trying to slow down so I wouldn't take a whole lot of damage. We do get some negligible hits against us, but they are hitting us a little bit. But there our torpedoes ring true. We take out the Montana. Not quite sure why he pushed as hard as he did, but okay. Pushing around, don't want the Montana on that was looking at me right there to continue focusing me. The destroyer is still in the spawn, or in the cap. As you can see, it's contested. And if you watch my bearing locator, I'm just trying to spot this guy. I'm not quite sure if it's the Shimakaze or if it's the Sumner. It's got to be one of them. Here I'm asking for support. Our battleship player that's just about 8 clicks in front of us is saying okay. So he's coming in, but for right now I'm kind of on my own. Haven't been able to take this cap yet. Charlie looks like it's being flipped in the Reds' favor. We did take Alpha, so Bravo. I need to get whatever is in here off the board. So it feels a little bit like we're kind of playing Ring Around the Rosie here, which we are. It looks like he's trying to get around to find me while I'm trying to go around to find him, and we're just making the same circle over and over again because I'm following my bearing locator, but I haven't spotted him yet, and he clearly will be able to outspot me. It doesn't really matter what it is. So finally we get him lit up. He's backing up. So it's a Shimakaze, and he's dangerously close. And he's in that torpedo configuration where he can get those off. And he's not shooting his gun. So what do you think he's doing? There he finally shoots, which tells me that, well, now torpedoes are on the way. So we're getting good hits, but my biggest concern is not hitting him at this point. I'm getting shots as I can, but I know these torpedoes are coming in. And my buddy's trying to tell me to get back. And now we just gotta make sure that we adjust our speed and change and alter our course just a little bit so that we don't take these torps. This would absolutely cripple us. So do a good job there. Not quite close enough to the island for it to become a factor to stop us from maneuvering. So we finally negate all those. Now we've got all three of our turrets on the left side of our ship to be able to utilize in case he decides to back up. I'm not sure if he's going to back up or keep going around. but he decides to come back. I'm not quite sure why. He doesn't have his torpedoes now, so guns are really the only thing he has. And if you notice, he got very little on us because he's shooting our side. And we get a really good last salvo. I didn't think I was going to be able to take him out. I thought he was going to disappear behind that island, but took him out, and that was huge. Our destroyer, our friendly destroyer, came into Bravo, I guess, to give us a hand, but didn't need his help. Thankfully, we have Alpha Cap still. Now Bravo is going to be flipped in our favor, and after that, we only have one more destroyer that we really need to be concerned with. So that's 3 ships off the board, 2 of them from us, and we haven't lost a single ship on our team yet. So ideal scenario. Here we're just trying to finish getting this cap. We got less than 10 seconds, and then the last destroyer pops up. And I'm holding my shot because he's got fast firing guns, and I don't want to get lit up unnecessarily until I absolutely must. Once we get the cap, we're going to go ahead and chime in. But again, not quite sure. Torpedoes could be coming in our direction. So got to be cognizant of that. The Des Moines out here this is a little bit of a mistake. He is so hyper-focused on whatever ship that he's shooting at, he doesn't notice that I am completely lit up. And that Des Moines, if he just changes his mind and his target and starts shooting at me, although his shells are a little floaty, they hurt. So a little bit of a misplay on his part. Whenever, as a cruiser player, if you see a destroyer lit up, especially one like me, you need to shoot at it. Whether you're a cruiser player or a battleship player, it doesn't matter what you're playing. The destroyer is the most important piece on the map, especially late game. And the fact that we have 2 to their 1 and they're low in ship count, that would have been a problem if he would have started taking shots at me. Probably wouldn't have changed the course of the game, but just kind of an observation on my part. Here we're spotted again. We have less than 10 seconds. However, the Sumner smartly shoots and in order to reset us. However, we don't have the vast majority of the cap points, so we still have like 10 seconds left. But he did shoot at us to reset. It was effective for a little bit, but as you can see, we're still going to take this cap. However, most of the cap points are not going to go towards us. Throw torps onto the smoke just in case the Sumner decides to stay in that cloud. And because it looked like we were going to push around this island on the left, we decided to change our minds and go to the right to try and throw off the Sumner. However, he does have us located, so he has the same bearing locator on us as we do on him. Those torpedoes are going in, and unfortunately, they're just gonna miss him. But he's spotted now. Not quite sure how. It might be from the cruiser that is in the upper right-hand corner that's spotting him because he's not in a smoke cloud. And these shots are free, so we're gonna take them. And he's doing a really good job of dodging our shells. Even though these shells are really, really good with their high velocity, I had a hard time hitting him right here. So I don't know if that's on me or if that's on him or if he's just a lot faster than I gave him credit for. But kudos to him and poo-poo on me. I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, so the Sumner is really the only threat left. We did lose 2 ships, but the score is vastly in the Blues' favor, which is always nice. Here we're just cleaning up. Final thoughts on the Delny. It's not the easiest. It's a good segue between the Tashkent and the Khabarovsk. It kind of has the armor layout, a reduced armor layout of the Cobb, but more in the same boat configuration of the Delny, or I'm sorry, the Tashkent. So it's kind of a good mix and a good halfway point between those two. So I'm not too upset by it. It does perform awfully well. Some of the stats have shown that this has been a very high performing ship at this tier. I would say the Sumner is probably the best destroyer that's at tier 8 right now. It's phenomenal. It's basically a gearing at tier 8. Yeah, here I get a little caught off guard. The Montana was looking right at us, and I had no idea it was there. But thankfully, our team wipes him out before he has a chance to do any real damage to us. And then it's just this Des Moines and another ship that's not even close to us. However, the score is well over 900 points, and here in just a second, we're going to win on points before we're even able to take a shot at this Des Moines. So, and there we go. So that's the end of the battle. We do rather well. Played more of like the destroyer role with a pocket cruiser configuration. So, not really the best showing as a pocket cruiser. This map was kind of hard to do that because of the tight spaces in the caps. But we still did rather well. Didn't have an opportunity to open gunboat a whole lot of stuff, but it can. Trust me, it can. So that's going to do it for the Delny. Now we're on to the final ship, the legendary Khabarovsk, which I'm excited to do. I have played this ship before. I got a video prior, but I'm going to get a new one. So stick around for that, comrades. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think. And this is the USS Endeavor, signing off.